Is it ever okay to cross the divide in football?
Michael Owen! Oh, this is incredible! Michael Owen with his first Old Trafford goal!
To live in the moment, of course, you have to recognise who you are from the experiences that you've had.
Steve Cooper's name being serenaded by the Nottingham Forest supporters.
But do you know why I feel like he's a bit of a traitor?
It was a very strange signing, to be honest with you. Again, coming from Forest and how close that is, and the rivalry.
Against his old club, Robin van Persie strikes within 3 minutes.
There's some bitter people in Germany that wouldn't take him back in the of course, yeah.
Do you view him as a traitor?
A little bit, yeah.
Words, strong words. All right, we're discussing whether it is okay to ever cross the divide and join your rivals after Leicester boss Steve Cooper was sacked earlier this week following, at best, a mediocre start to the season. Cooper previously spent 2 years at East Midland rivals Nottingham Forest, where he guided them to the Premier League promotion back in 2022. Similarly, England legend Michael Owen has been speaking to The Athletic this week, where he discussed what's it like going back to Anfield, having played for Liverpool's arch rivals Manchester United. In the piece, it's a fantastic piece, by the way, he says, "I don't feel as though I'm welcomed or loved, and it bloody hurts, so I prefer to avoid it." I want to start with Owen, but very quickly on Steve Cooper. It almost was like dead man walking, I think. You've managed Nottingham Forest, you're going to go to Leicester. The fans are not going to give you a chance. Even when it goes a bit bad and it started to get a bit rocky for Leicester, they're going to want you out immediately. You haven't got the fans backing, you haven't got a chance.
No, it was always going to be difficult for him. I mean, there had been whispers that they weren't particularly happy with him in the first place, but they hired him. And do you know, I've been in that scenario where I was at Aston Villa and Alex McLeish came in. Now, obviously, Birmingham City manager.
Yeah.
Was never going to... He was there for 1 year. We finished 16th. Was never going to work.
Did you know that from the beginning, though? From the get-go? As soon as he came in, you knew?
Yeah, no, as a person, manager, we liked him.
Yeah.
I really liked him.
The fans, you could tell they just weren't having it.
No way. Like, even before he was appointed, they had been speaking to one or two various people, because obviously, God rest his soul, Gerard Houllier got ill and just didn't come back. So it was who was going to be next. And there was a few names linked. I think Alan Kerbersley was linked. There was a few others here and there. And when it ended up being Alex McLeish, I just remember, like, you know, you have a look at the message boards and you look at the comments in the papers and stuff, and no fans were like, what is this? No chance. He should never get... He's a Birmingham manager. And in some respects, I get that. Like, you've got to read the room. A little bit like when Everton hired Rafa. Yeah. You go, really? Like, but... so it was never going to work. So the moment that things started to go badly for Alex McLeish... Fans would, like, if the fans would tolerate, and to be fair to Aston Villa fans, that their toleration levels are pretty decent, are pretty good. Yeah. But this one here, they were just like, no. For the moment it went wrong. No, out. He got to go. So he lasted 1 year. So in this case, for Steve Cooper, he would have had to be perfect. Like, he'd have to be fantastic for the Leicester fans to go, okay, all right, we I see what you're doing with this, but the fact they've struggled so much this season, and I know they've had injuries, a little bit lack of investment.
I don't know what Leicester City fans expected, though. Coming up from the Championship was going to be difficult in the Prem.
You say that, but look what they've done in the last 10 years.
I agree, but that almost needs to be... You almost need to put a line under that as soon as you get relegated and then come back up again.
No, you can't.
You're saying this because they won the league, and look, they've got a few Premier League players, but it's not the same Leicester City anymore, is it? And the Premier League isn't the same.
Yeah, but look at Manchester United fans when they talk about the Fergie years. They've not won a Premier League title in 10 years, and they still go back to that.
Yeah, and look where it's got them.
So I think for Leicester, though, I mean, whoever comes in next, I mean, if it's Rude,
looking like it's going to be Rude.
I like Rude, and again, I think he's done really well at Manchester United, but it's a different job. It's a different profile of job as well.
It's not Man United.
No, like
you're not going to get that budget. You're not going to work the same caliber of players. It's going to be difficult.
But then you get maybe he might enjoy that, the egos, maybe less egos there. But it's a big job. They've got to get that one right.
That's one thing. Managers crossing the divide, right? And players crossing the divide is a whole different discussion. Yeah. Again, Michael Owen has sort of wrote his piece in The Athletic and is speaking about the fact that he doesn't get love from Liverpool fans.
Let me ask you a question, because you're a Liverpool fan, right? And I get it, Liverpool fans are not... They don't love Michael Owen like I thought they would, because Owen, certainly when he started, was incredible, right?
Incredible player for Liverpool.
But the way Torres left, who do Liverpool fans have more love for? Torres or Owen? Because Torres, the way he left, wasn't great.
Wasn't great, but it would be Torres. I think every Liverpool fan would say Torres.
Over Owen?
Yeah, because Owen went to Manchester United. And you know, you're sounding surprised, Bentley. You can't go to. You can't play for Liverpool and do what you do for Liverpool. Do what he done for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And by the way, Owen was fantastic.
Yeah, but there's
won Liverpool the FA Cup.
Yeah, but there's a few stops in between.
Doesn't matter. There's 100 stops in between.
Really?
He went to Manchester United. Think about that. For a
I need to hear
second.
that. I need to hear from Liverpool
Think
fans.
about that for a second. Liverpool fans, get in touch. 03717 22 3 4. Even if there was a million stops in between playing for Liverpool and Manchester United, that's it. You're done. You're done.
Everything he did for the club, done.
Every single thing he did. And you respect him. I think Liverpool fans of a certain age will respect what he did, especially those that watched him play. But there'll be a certain fan base, and I think a loud majority fan base that will be like, as soon as you put on that red shirt for Manchester United, it's over.
I still think one of the worst ones ever, and it's up there. Sol Campbell. Oh, yeah. That has, and me being an Arsenal fan, I'm like, fair play, but
it's number one.
I think it's the whole interview saying, I'm staying, I'm not going, I'm not leaving. Yeah. And then he just on a free,
your best player at the time, and then you go to an Arsenal team that are firing,
and they go and do everything,
go and win
other
everything.
than the Champions League, everything.
Yeah, no, that's number one. But why is it that certain other players abroad maybe are loved by everyone? Like we were talking off air about sort of Ronaldo. R9 Ronaldo, who played for Barcelona and Real Madrid, AC Milan, Inter Milan. Literally loved by all of those clubs. Like loved by, could go to all of them and he's going to get serenaded and applauded. How can some get away with it?
I genuinely just think that it's because I think when you're of a stature of a certain player, right, and R9 being a prime example, you are talking about one of the best ever, right? I think fans will tolerate it because you're almost like, well, listen, he's one of the best players ever. I mean, he's played for Real Madrid. He's played for Barca. He's been for Real Madrid. He's been at Inter. He's been at AC. You almost just go, well, he's that good that he could have played for anyone on the planet. Yeah. And because he didn't
interesting, though, because Figo, who maybe not the stature of R9, but very much a top player, when he done the switch from Barca to Real Madrid, they threw a pig head.
Yeah, but he was like Barca's main man at the time.
Right. Fair. Okay, cool. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Remember, phone lines are open now. 03717 22 3 4. The Liverpool fans are texting and calling in on this one. First one, there's a Leicester fan, Lewis. Crossing the divide. Did you ever give Steve Cooper a chance in your mind, or was it a case of dead man walking as soon as he got the job?
Chaps, first and foremost, great show as always. Love listening in. Look, I think it's two sides of the coin. Really. I think the first side is that we're not bothered about a ex-Forest manager player coming in. Look at what he achieved at the club. Will always be a great of Leicester and a great of Forest, you know. But so in terms of the connotation of us not liking someone because he comes from Forest, I don't think that's the case. I think what you've got to do is look how he's set up in games, look at the personnel he selects week in, week out, and the relationships he's had with some of the senior players in the team. It's just all over the place. You look at last season, Abdul Fattah and Mavadidi absolutely flying on all cylinders, and I think he started them together once this season.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? I mean, if you get it wrong early, my thing with Steve Cooper's, it's not necessarily whether or not Leicester City fans sort of welcome them in. Is if you get it wrong early, they're going to push you out quicker, just because they didn't really want you in the first place.
That's the thing, and I think, and I'm a big fan of Steve Cooper. Great coach. What he did for Forest, taking them from bottom three, I think they might have been bottom to promotion, is incredible at Nottingham Forest. But I think all football fans are not all football fans, but most are prepared to give a manager, regardless if he comes from a rival, has been a manager at a rival, the benefit of that and go, right, it's my football club now. Let's hope he does well. But I just think their tolerance level is a little bit lower.
Is Lewis still there? Are you still there, Lewis? Yeah. Quick one on Ruud van Nistelrooy. Obviously, look, heavily linked with the club. I think he's actually the favourite now of the bookies. Would you want Ruud at the club?
You know what? I'd welcome someone with a bit of. I know he's obviously a young manager. I think Ruud is a young manager and someone that plays the modern football a little bit better. Someone that sets us up to actually want to be in games and actually try and win games. We're set up at the minute to survive in games, not try and attack teams. I mean, you look at teams around us that have come up, you know, Southampton, great. I know they've not had a good start, but they're going at teams. They went at Liverpool for 90 minutes the other week and nearly got a result out of it. Ipswich are getting results because they're going at teams, they're holding their own and they believe in what they play. At the minute, we just look like we're trying to survive against teams and roll it over and letting our bellies get tickled, mate.
Interesting. Lewis, great call. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And I know we've got to go to break in a minute. I need to hear some of these Liverpool fans because reading some of the texts, there's some are just like, we'll never forgive Owen.
Yeah, loads here. Loads of texts.
It surprises me though that Owen, like, listen, he's a media pundit. He does a load of big games. why he doesn't go back to Anfield, because a lot of guys have to go back to clubs that they're like, I just don't want to go back here because I might get a bit of stick, but you have to do it.
You have to do it, yeah.
But going back to Liverpool, I didn't know that, maybe because I'm not a Liverpool fan, the hatred towards him from Liverpool fans, I didn't think it was a thing.
No, it's a big thing here. The texts are coming in as well. Remember, text us 81089. This one from Jeffrey in Liverpool says, Liverpool fan here, not an Owen fan after what he did, but would love to know how United fans feel about Paul Ince, a Liverpool legend. This one as well, Ian says, Owen left Liverpool for Madrid, stating he needed to leave to win the Champions League. 12 months later, we won it in Istanbul. Ian from The Witness. Wow. They're all coming in for Michael Owen. All right, we are taking your calls. Is it ever okay, simple question, is it ever okay to cross the divide and play for or manage your rivals? 03717 22 3344. A bit of breaking news coming to us here at talkSPORT. Hull City have confirmed that they have parted company with head coach Tim Walter with immediate effect. Walter only took charge of the club in the summer, got rid of Rossini.
Horrific record recently. Lost their last 4 in a row. But not only that as well, I don't think they've won a game since, when did they last win a game? When they beat QPR back in October. So it's a long, you know what I mean? So Championship is tough.
This is a team as well that were only a couple of points out the playoffs last season.
Yeah.
And that's where they want to be, right? Big club, Hull City. Another vacancy in the Championship. Crazy. Honestly, the craziest league in the world. Also one of the most exciting. All right, phone lines are open. Get in touch. 03717 223344. Steen, Owen, what's your feelings about Mike? Obviously, look, did so many fantastic things. Liverpool won them the FA Cup. Let's not forget that the game against Arsenal, where it looked like Arsenal were just about to absolutely destroy Liverpool. He won them the FA Cup. He was fantastic. Scored so many goals. Is he welcome back at Anfield? What's your feelings towards Owen?
Evening, lady. Evening, Benny. How you doing?
Right?
Yeah, great show, lads. Firstly, I was at that game for the 2001 Cup final. And like you said, Arsenal were walking the park with us, and it was my first cup final, and I nearly had tears in my eyes thinking, I'm going to go. Owen done his super show, loved the guy to bits. But when he left Liverpool, he went to Madrid, and he'd done a backdoor exit on that one, where he only got a minimal transfer fee. But fair enough, it is what it is. But when he went to United, nah, you don't do that. Owen went for the ranks with Carragher, Fowler, Gerrard. He went for the ranks with them all, Danny Murphy, and he knew then that, he knew more than anyone that divide. You don't do that. And,
I mean, Steen, the only thing I'd say about that, right, is that he won the Premier League. He's got to be able to parade it. Do you know what I mean? He can't not go to the ceremony for winning it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're doing it. If you are going to do it, and you are correct, know what it means to Liverpool fans if you are going to do it. Do you know what I mean?
It's just a bit naive, you're saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you know,
maybe.
Leeds and Man United's a big thing, isn't it? That's a big rivalry, right?
Enormous.
But Alan Smith, he went from Leeds to United.
Yeah.
Leeds fans, no, I never hear Leeds fans ever talk about Alan Smith in like kind of. They love him still, don't they?
I don't know about that. He's almost vanished off the face of the earth, to be fair, Alan Smith. So I'm not quite sure.
He went direct from one to the other.
Yeah, I don't know if Alan Smith as well, who was a fantastic player, by the way, back then, he wasn't Michael Owen.
No, Michael Owen.
You know what I mean? He wasn't Michael Owen.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I think that's part of the problem as well. All right, let's get a few more. Ed, Liverpool fan as well. Ed, surely there must be some Liverpool fans out there that respect and admire what Owen did and will welcome him back with open arms. Everyone makes mistakes, Ed.
They can make a mistake, but there's making a mistake and they're going and playing for Man United, having been at Liverpool. If you said Torres or Owen, it's Torres every time. Torres didn't go to United at any point. Owen, while he made a few stops, went to Man United, and that's the unforgivable bit. I think Liverpool fans would have a lot more respect if he just had not gone anywhere but there or Everton, and he'd be welcomed back. But they do the Legends games at Anfield. Torres has done one, and the fans have loved him.
Saw that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Torres and Suarez came on
Owen's
together,
done
didn't
a
they?
few, and Owen's had absolute pelters.
it's quite. That must hurt him as well a little bit, Michael Owen. Because you're right. You see, like respectfully, what he did from Liverpool with the goals in the cup final, winning your cup. And then you see the love Torres and Suarez are getting, and you just you can't get involved.
Owen probably thinks as well, like, one second, lads, I've been here since I was 10.
10?
I've been here since I was 10.
He won a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I won a Ballon d'Or at the club. Yeah, he's probably thinking, I didn't just move here and do it for 2 seasons like a Torres or a Suarez. I did it, since I was 10, and I still don't get the love. But again, you make those decisions. Loads coming in, by the way. Rio Ferdinand's name's popped up a couple of times.
Yeah.
The move from Leeds to Manchester United.
Yeah. Someone's put in, I forgot about it, Steve Bruce. So he managed both Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United, Sunderland and Newcastle, Aston Villa and Birmingham City. I mean, that is it's a fair play. That is fair play, because that is tough.
That is ridiculously tough. All right, you mentioned Leeds. Let's go to Dan, the Leeds fan. Dan, there's been a few. You heard Benty there just talk about Alan Smith moving from you boys to Manchester United. Obviously, Rio Ferdinand's gone the other way from Leeds to Man United. What do you make of it?
Horrific. No, it's not good. I mean, we're on radio. I'd call them something else, but I mean, I detest the red. Just Alan Clark. The thing is, it's kissing the badge and then doing that. You know what I mean? Like, why? I mean, to kiss the badge on your shirt is saying, I love Leeds. I'm a Leeds man, which he is. You know what I mean? And I mean, coming to this story, okay, which winds me up is because he's an enemy of mine, is Alan Smith. And he might not know this, but years ago, I played for a club called White Wanderers.
Oh, come on, this story was just getting good.
I was a goalkeeper, and I was second choice goalkeeper, and it was a Saturday night, and match at day came on, and my dad got a phone call. He was manager of my dad. And he said, I can't believe it. He says, why? He says, we're playing Rothwell Boys in Cup tomorrow. He said, all right, yeah. I said, I know, yeah, it's a semi-final. I said, what's your point? He said, goalkeeper's just rung up. He's not coming in. I went, he's out on drinking, he's out on beer. So we ticked up to this game. I ticked up with my gloves and that, my new gloves and all my keeper kit. I thought, here we go. He said, just do your best. He said, the second in league, because Queensbury boys were top of league, they were brilliant. They were. And anyway, got in there, and he said to me, he said, watch that lad there. And I went, who is he? He went, they call him Smith, Alan Smith. He went, he's absolutely brilliant. He put 16 goals past me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, 16 goals, that's not Alan Smith, though. But I guess the Alan Smith one would hurt more than Rio, because he was one of their own.
That's the difference, isn't it?
Someone's made a good point, I forgot about this.
Go on.
When I was at Charlton, they obviously sacked Alan Kirbysley, which was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And brought in Ian Dowie, and obviously Charlton's main rivals were Palace.
Palace.
Lasted 12 games.
Yeah.
Tough. That second season was tough.
What about Harry Redknapp? Portsmouth, Southampton,
relegation. No, remember, Portsmouth, Southampton, relegation, back to Portsmouth.
Cheeky.
That's mad, isn't it? That's mad, isn't it?
How cheeky is that? How cheeky is that? Look, I'm going to try and read some more texts throughout the show, but again, look, hundreds are coming in right now. Clearly, everyone agrees you can't cross the divide. And you know what? I will say this. I love football tribalism. I think that's what makes the football in this country so good and around the world, that tribalism where you can't cross the divide. You couldn't play for Galatasaray and Fenerbahce, could you?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
I bet there'd be a few players.
Probably
like
a few,
that.
and the less said about them, the better. All right, that was today's fans phone in, thanks to Free.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.